hopefully. Yeah, hopefully it'll stay. Oh. The only thing I am doing is my own thoughts. That's it. Um, where we can really just kind of discuss things. Um, we can just discuss things. It's not like this big giant debate or argument, or it's just a discussion we can make, and one where no one is scared to share their opinion, and that's the type of environment I want to make and want to keep. Um, so before we get into today's episode, actually, it's actually one of our topics. Um, I haven't said thank you yet for reaching 100 subscribers, and that's pretty. It's a big deal for me because guys, for a long time, I was like frozen in this amount of subscribers for like 90. 90 was just like that for months of 2019. And this is how it was leading up to 2020, and it started going up when I started doing this in 2020. So I've kind of had like this really cold season of like just being here, just being here at a certain amount of subscribers and not even going anywhere. And sometimes I barely get any views. It was like people just disappeared off the face of the planet. Um, so yeah. Um, so I just want to thank you guys for subscribing. All those that are new, I thank you. I mean, I think because I think most people have subscribed to me because I have looked at one of my most popular videos I made, and it was regarding something that happened a month ago in 2019, where The Last of Us Part 2 release date trailer came out. And I made a theory about Joel dying in a certain scene where Ellie screams no. And I was right. Um, and people were like, hey, spot on, you're good, all that stuff, all that great stuff. And just over time, I'm guessing The Last of Us was obviously a very controversial and popular game right now, especially in the days that it was released. And I think people just the closer we got, the more excited people got, and more videos they wanted to watch. So, and for all those that have just subscribed, I'm really thankful for for you guys subscribing to me. Um, it's even more shocking to me that you guys would even spend 5 minutes of your day to even listen to anything I say. Um, because some people may think that I'm some human being that's this big guy who's achieved this. You think that I'm just like any human being. I'm just a normal human being and who loves this game a lot and has a passion for it and has literally made just a YouTube channel just based for this game. And so yeah, I just want to thank you, you guys. You guys have no idea how much it means to me to even you guys watch 5 to 10 minutes. You know, you don't have to watch every single video I post and every single, especially the live stream I give about these topics. They go up to like 40 minutes to an hour. And just you guys watching 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or even the whole thing, thank you for doing that. It means a lot to me. It motivates me to keep on doing this because um, one of the biggest burdens for someone who does this, someone who does like uploads videos and there's no fruit at all, it's not growing, it's not getting views, it's not getting comments, it's not getting all this. You're not motivated to do it, and so sometimes you just stop doing it for a little bit and then you get back right into it, and that's kind of how it goes sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time. Some people actually have a big giant following and they disappear for like 9 months. Um, I'm thinking of a certain YouTuber right now, so. But I just want to thank you guys for the support you've shown me, especially if you guys have been here since the beginning. I've been doing this for I think 2 years. It's pretty remarkable how fast time goes, and when I started this YouTube channel, I became more. My passion for this game became more deep. My love for it became more deep, And so I think based on this YouTube channel, I think with the growth and it is all it's all because you guys are literally watching something that I've created, and that's awesome. That's really got me into this game again. That really helped me in a sense where I can do something here. I can do something where everyone else cares about. In a world where maybe not everyone's accepting, and they're very sometimes they can be kind of mean and jerkish and very narrow-minded when it comes down to certain views of The Last of Us or certain theories. You know, excuse me. But I just want to thank you guys for all the support you've shown. When I mean support, guys, you don't have to. It isn't. When I mean support, I'm not talking about that. You guys sent me emails and messages on PlayStation, Twitter, etc. I'm not talking about commenting, having a huge, even liking. I'm talking about simply just looking at it. Even pressing on it and watching 5 minutes of something that I created. That's support to me. Watching something I create is something it's remarkable to me, and getting to 100, and remember it's 100 plus because we've been really hitting the tail road really on this. So, but I just wanna take this time right near the beginning of this, just going forward with this year and with the rest of this game, to thank you guys for all the support you've shown. Even though we've waited for this game for a long time, and I'm glad that I played it. I'm kind of sad, but also happy that I didn't play it live. I didn't live stream it because once again, guys, I was in a I was stuck between a hard rock and a hard place when it came down to this game, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for the support. Thank you for even if you just watch it for 2 minutes, man. I really appreciate that. You comment, you like, you follow me on Twitter. I mean that stuff like to me is like crazy. And if you guys don't know, I have a Twitter. That's where you can kind of get like access, like early access, if you know what I mean. The only thing I do is follow me on Twitter. That's all you got to do. If you want to if you want to really be around my my gaming side of The Last of Us Part 2, if you want to be around me like that, then yeah, go ahead, and I would ask you guys to go follow me on Twitter if you really want to see me when I'm gonna post or what I'm posting about, my thoughts on certain things, stuff like that. And it has like messaging, so if you guys really want to get in talk with me, just go ahead and text me that way. I also have a PlayStation account where I pretty much just play The Last of Us Part 2, The Last of Us Part 1 with the multiplayer as well. Those are the only games I really play. I don't really play anything else. I definitely played The Last of Us Part 2 a lot, and I play Last of Us Part 1 multiplayer. Until The Last of Us Part 2 gets its own multiplayer, I'm going to be playing Last of Us Part 1 multiplayer, okay? So if you guys wanna just meet up, just tell me when, and we'll make a time for it. But I just want to say about this topic. I just want to say thank you for all the support you've shown, because without you guys, I do not think that I would be able to do these videos. I would probably have no motivation at all. And so I'm glad that you guys are you're looking at these videos. Like I said, you may not. You don't have to do some big thing. You don't have to donate money to me. I would never, ever, ever ask you guys to donate money to me. I would never, ever ask you guys to do that. All right, I'm not planning to become some big, giant time YouTuber. This is just something. This is a hobby of mine that I really care about, and I just want to share it. The passion I have for this game, the zeal, and just be part of a community that loves the very game that I love. So that's it. But with that being said, guys, I want to talk about obviously the update for The Last of Us Part 2. I know that many people don't really, if you haven't been playing The Last of Us, or you haven't really been paying attention to The Last of Us Part 2 in the past couple of days, you may not know that Naughty Dog has literally made an update for The Last of Us Part 2. Now, it's not a big one. Well, it is a big one, but it's not a big one like a multiplayer or a mode was added. Some type of co-op mode. It was something like that. It was more of like adding to the single player in the sense where it made it more difficult and actually a little bit more cooler. You had like render mode, which kind of is like changing the setting of the screen, so you can have it like blood red, or you can have it at like this oldish 70s, 80s, or even I'm gonna get back 60s type of film type of thing. It's really cool. They've added that. They've added Grounded, which is like a rite of passage for me to play, and I don't know if I'm gonna live stream it. Right now, I'm trying to beat Survivor, which I'm trying, and trying is the phrase. Trying is, it means I am failing at it, and it's hard. It's really hard for me. And so Grounded is obviously going to be a little bit of a challenge. And so I'm still thinking about doing it on Grounded, but who knows? Maybe we can do that. That's if my internet connection doesn't want to be a bugger. But then there's permadeath, which many people, I didn't even know what permadeath was. I'm like, what the heck is permadeath? I've never heard of it before. Basically what it is that you have one life. You have one life. You die, your game starts all over again. Now, obviously, they made you can adjust it to where you can get to certain chapters or certain checkpoint. I think certain chapters or certain days, and then you get to repeat it all over again. And that was a really cool thing. The thing I love about this game is that they have completely made the single player it's playable in a variety of different ways. You don't have, if you want to get into the combat, you don't even have to play the game. You can just go to the encounters on the main menu and play the encounters that way. The combat conflicts, you don't have to play the entire game. And I like that. I think the only thing they're missing is kind of the cutscenes, the cutscenes of the game. But it's fine. But they have made this game. They have farly exceeded The Last of Us Part 1 standard. They have exceeded it so much, and they've done things to this game. And I'm not talking about the story right now. I'm talking about just the addition they've made to the game. They've made it a lot more interesting, and they've made it extremely difficult where people are going to have to play the game. And I've seen people play it. I've only seen a couple of YouTubers play the permadeath of Grounded. I have not seen one YouTuber get on there, play Grounded, and with permadeath, meaning you die, you start the entire game over. And so that is just something that's kind of cool. They did that, and that was just something they added to it. So yeah, I honestly, I like the update. I really do. When I played the game, the screen, I wasn't really into it because it was kind of dark for me since my TV isn't 4K, but there's what was that rendered mode? Which one was that? I can't remember what it was, but it made everything kind of a little bit brighter. I liked it. It was really, really good. I liked it. I played it every time I played this game. I put that render mode on, and it's just I love it. It's good. It's not like a different color like you wouldn't, something that's abnormal to the game. It just makes those colors a little bit brighter, and I do like that. I really do enjoy that. But that's my thoughts, kind of just on the update. Now, when I first saw it, I was like hoping that they would share some stuff on the multiplayer. Because once again, I have been always interested in this game's multiplayer. Even before they even released the second trailer for The Last of Us Part 2 that involved the Seraphites and Abby, so I'm very interested to see what they're going to do for a multiplayer. I want to see what they're doing for it. And I don't like being kept. I understood why Naughty Dog really kept this game under a blanket because the game really isn't that big. If you look at it in hindsight, it's not that big. The majority of the game takes place in 3 days. Ellie's perspective for 3 days, then you go to Abby's perspective for 3 days, and then there's like a big time gap, like a year, and then another year, and then like practically like a couple more months. So the game itself, it's not really that big. It's like the combination of what, like a year, a couple of months. It's not big. If you look at it in hindsight and really look at it as the present, as like a timeline, you're gonna see it's really not that big. So if they shared anything about this game, it would probably ruin everything. There were things in this game where they couldn't really give away. You couldn't give away Abby. You couldn't give away Joel, his death. Obviously, that has to be hidden, even though it came to light. There were so many things in this game that they just simply couldn't do because it could have done something. You know, it could have actually ruined the game, and so that's kind of it. But the multiplayer, a multiplayer is a multiplayer. So I thought they would give me like some, give us some, just update us and tell us how the multiplayer is going, and but I do. They're working on a multiplayer, obviously, because Neil even told us that the reason it's not part of The Last of Us Part 2 is because they want it to be separate. They want their passion to be on actually one game. And so there's going to be a Last of Us Part 2, the original, the story, as one game, and then the multiplayer will be another game. Now, I don't know. I've said this before. I really hope it's not for PS5. I really hope not. I hope it's for PS4 and maybe come out with PS5. I hope they do it for both if that's possible. But I would like it to be just for a PS4. Because it'd be kind of weird to make a single player for the PS4 and then go to another console for the multiplayer. It's kind of weird, man. Like, if you want to play The Last of Us Part 2 story, you're going to have to go to your PlayStation 4. And that's unless they remaster it, but I don't think they're really going to remaster it. But if you want to play the multiplayer for Last of Us Part 2, you got to go to PS5 to play it. It doesn't really make that much sense. It seems very, really extreme for them to do that. But heck, man, this game they've made, it doesn't surprise me if they would do something like that. Sony, it doesn't surprise me Sony would do something like that. So, so yeah, that's my thoughts on the permadeath. It's my thoughts on the grounded. It's my thoughts on all the other additions they've given and made to the game. And I really like that they've done that. And I was a few days ago, I was listening to a response to The Last of Us Part 2. And it was from like a biblical perspective. And obviously some of the people in there, the guys were talking. They've all played it except one of them. One of them is halfway through it, and he's still trying to figure out if he wants to complete it or not. and the thing is, guys, is that I usually don't do this stuff, but I myself really, really like Joel. I really liked him as a character. For the past couple of years, I've struggled a lot with myself as a Christian, as myself as a person. I've been through a lot of stuff over the past few years of my teenage years, and this game really helped me. The characters, Joel and Ellie, were just like the two people that I really, those are the two. That was like the one thing that really, one of the things that really kept my head above water. Really, that really helped me ease my stress and everything. And it was this game, and I built like I've played this game so much, and I've dedicated so much of my time into this game. To watch him die the way he did, it's traumatic for me. Sometimes I can't even sit down and actually discuss it because like I can't believe he died. I'm like shocked. And traumatized even. It's just hard for me to even bring myself to talk about it because it's just terrible the way he died. And when you do that, it's just You know, and I believe that many people are traumatized. I believe many people are actually traumatized. I know it's a big word, but it's the only word I can find that can describe how we feel. You know, we're shocked. We're even in denial sometimes. You know, and I've realized that sometimes I'll just deny it. Sometimes I don't even realize it. Even Laura Bailey, the woman who the guy, oh my gosh, the woman who plays Abby, she talked on, I think, the Last of Us Part Two podcast, and she said that um, what the fans are going through are the 5 stages of grief, and you can see it in people: anger, denial, sadness. You know, all that stuff. It's hard for us to deal with that type of grief. Um, because it's literally this game. This game is so dark. There's really no way you can bring him back, and that's what really fondles me. That really isn't fondle, but it really hurts me in a way because it's just, he can't come back into the game. He can't. You know, when you kill a character in this game, that's over. It's over. They are not just. They're just not. They don't come back, and it hurts really badly to think about that. Like I said, it's traumatizing for me. Once again, I was shocked when it happened. I was shocked. I was like, "What am I supposed to do now?" And that's why I couldn't. That's why I couldn't live stream it, man. I know I said I would, but I couldn't, guys. I couldn't. The game was it was too dramatic. Sorry, too traumatic for me to just live stream because I'd be quiet the entire time. I was in shock, and then. So yeah, the reason I bring this up is because I know a lot of people love this character. I do too. I really did. I treated him as if he was a real person, you know. And I've watched the interview with Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson on the Last of Us Part Two podcast. They themselves will break down and crying, because you know, they made and I watch these things to get a better understanding of the game, And when Troy really when Troy really talked about that scene where Joel died, when he talked about that scene, it gave me a better insight into how Joel was. I mean, we're talking about 5 years of being around people. You're living your life. You're no longer have to sleep with one eye open. You can actually live for the first time in the game. The first time, and probably in like 20 years of his life, he can actually just live. And it made and Troy said that when he got shot in the leg, he knew he messed up. So yeah, it's just it was a really hard time for a lot of us. And to be honest with you guys, I don't think that many of us are really gonna get over it. It's really hard to get over something like this because, like I said, it's like losing somebody. And I myself, I'm not like grieving and crying my eyes out all the time. But there are times where that cloud would that dark cloud would loom over me sometimes, and just like, man, it's terrible. That it's a very depressing feeling. To just think about, he can never be in another Last of Us game alive. So yeah, I'm just, it traumatized me a little bit, and it still has. And I'm pretty sure that's for a lot of people. It's not to say that I didn't enjoy the game. I did. I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it. It stirred up a lot of emotions, and Naughty Dog has that ability to do that, and they've done it in a way where this game is unique. It's very unique, and still trying to understand all the the director, the creators, and the actors intention and how they view this game. And I want to view it in a way where it's a great game. I want to see it that way because I would hate to, like I said, either this game sucks or it's good. I'm just gonna play it. I've told you guys if there was a part 3, I'm gonna play it. Part 4, part 5, I'm gonna play it because this game is I love it. And here's the crazy thing: I played this game enough where I've played it over and over, especially Abby. And many people ask me, you may think like, oh, why would you play as Abby? Well, because one, you play as her practically the most. You don't play as Ellie for that long. You play her for a couple of hours, but you spend more time playing, I think, as Abby than Ellie. And one, Abby is a new character. That's the first thing, and she's a surviving character. Usually, characters don't survive in a game like this. So I'm interested in her. One, two, she survives in this world, and she's a new character. Three, she kind of is. I'm trying to say this without, uh, you know, disregarding Ellie's person, but she herself was very relatable, more than Ellie was. Um, and maybe that's just me. That's not saying that I didn't somehow relate to Ellie, because I did, obviously. Um, I shared her anger and her sadness, especially the end. I felt that at the end. That was the part where it really got me. Um, where she just practically about to kill Abby, and she just remembered Joel, and yeah. So that was something. So yeah, but yeah, this game I could relate to Abby on a more personal level, which makes me kind of like her, a little bit. I like her a little bit, and I think that's the only way for me to enjoy the other. If they're gonna come out with any other games, I think the only possible way that I myself am going to enjoy these games is if I enjoy and like Abby, possibly, unless they give up another character out of the blue. But yeah, um, but that's all that I really have to say today, guys. I'm just sharing my thoughts on this last subject because once again, it's just something that I thought about, and I thought to share about it because just to let you know, guys, you ain't the only person that's dealing with this. I deal with it from time to time, and it's not always easy. Um, but you got to remember it's a game. Got to remember it's a game. Um, but don't lie to yourself when you say you really care about this character. I do. I care about him a lot, and I hated how he went out. But what can you do about it? But anyways, guys, I thank you guys for once again. I thank you guys for all the support you've given me, all the support you've shown. I thank you so much for this. Just watching stuff. If you're still here while listening to this, thank you. All right, listening to me is just it's remarkable to me. And so guys, I just want to thank you guys for all the support you've shown. I want to thank you if you watch watch my videos like 5 minutes, 2 minutes, like it. If you subscribe to me, if you comment, if you follow me on Twitter and you keep up with my stuff, thank you. I really appreciate it, and I thank you for 100. And if the Lord wills, I will have more. I hope that I have more, and I hope that this platform I'm using is a way where